They said he was just big. They said he was just fast. They said he was a tap-in merchant who would eventually be figured out. The idea was simple. Once defenders understood his movement, the goals would stop and the hype would fade. That never happened. So in this video, we're going to look at why everyone underestimated Erling Haaland, where he comes from, how he became such a reliable goal machine, and why football kept misjudging him at every stage of his career. Haaland didn't grow up with a romantic view of football. In his house, football was treated as work, not entertainment. His father played professionally, and that exposed him early to the realities of the game. He saw how physical it was, how demanding it could be, and how quickly things could change for players. Because of that, football was never just about enjoying the ball. It was about preparation, responsibility, and durability. That mindset shaped him long before anyone outside Norway paid attention. As a young player, Haaland didn't stand out because of flashy technique. He stood out because he always seemed to know what he wanted from a game. He wasn't drifting through matches or looking to be involved for the sake of it. Every run had intent, and every action pointed toward the same objective. Even at a young age, coaches noticed that he didn't chase touches. He positioned himself to finish moves rather than start them. That focus made him effective, but it also made him easy to underestimate. When he started scoring regularly, the narrative formed quickly. People focused on his size and strength because it was the simplest explanation. It was easier to believe he was overpowering defenders than to accept that he was consistently outthinking them. But strength alone doesn't explain why he arrives first so often, or why defenders seem half a second late every time. What separates Haaland is how early he reads situations. He notices subtle details in defenders' body positions and reactions long before the ball reaches the box. Those small observations shape his movement before anyone else has time to react. This approach didn't appear overnight. From a young age, Haaland focused heavily on movement and finishing rather than aesthetics. He spent countless hours working on timing his runs, attacking the near post, and reacting to loose balls. These are areas of the game that don't look impressive in training clips, but decide matches in reality. Over time, those habits became automatic. That's why his runs often look obvious only after the goal has already been scored. Because of this, he never cared how goals looked. A rebound, a tap-in, or a simple finish all meant the same thing to him. While other players chased moments that looked spectacular, Haaland focused on actions he could repeat every week. That decision shaped his entire development. Ironically, it also made people respect him less early on. As he moved to stronger leagues, the doubts followed him. Many believed defenders would be smarter, more physical, and more disciplined. They expected his numbers to drop once space became limited. They expected him to struggle when matches slowed down. Instead, he adjusted his game. He reduced unnecessary touches, shortened his movements, and became even more efficient in the box. Rather than engaging defenders directly, he learned how to avoid physical battles altogether. The Premier League didn't expose his weaknesses. It highlighted his strengths. Another common belief was that he only succeeded because of the teams around him. But systems don't make decisions inside the box. Haaland does. Across different coaches and tactical setups, his patterns stayed remarkably consistent. That consistency revealed something important. The system wasn't creating his success. His presence was shaping how the system functioned. One of the most overlooked aspects of his game is composure. Inside the box, he rarely looks rushed or uncertain. That calmness doesn't come from confidence alone. It comes from repetition. When you face the same situations thousands of times in training, decision-making becomes automatic. By the time the ball reaches him, the choice has already been made. That's why he often looks unfazed after scoring. It isn't boredom, it's expectation. Away from the pitch, his lifestyle reflects the same thinking. He keeps his routines consistent and avoids unnecessary distractions. His focus on sleep, recovery, and preparation isn't exciting, but it's effective. He treats scoring goals as a process rather than a moment. This also explains his reactions during matches. Missing a chance doesn't derail him. Scoring multiple goals doesn't fully satisfy him either. His benchmark isn't comparison with others. It's whether he met his own standard. Football culture often celebrates creativity and flair, but it struggles to appreciate efficiency when it looks too simple. Haaland doesn't romanticize the game. He reduces it to fundamentals and executes them relentlessly. That simplicity made people underestimate him. It looked predictable. It looked manageable. But simplicity, when executed perfectly, becomes extremely difficult to stop. Erling Haaland wasn't underestimated because people didn't see his talent. He was underestimated because they misunderstood where his advantage came from. It wasn't about strength or speed alone. It was about decision-making, preparation, and repeatability. Those qualities don't always show up in highlight reels, but over time, they decide matches, seasons, and careers. And now, football has adjusted. Defenders prepare differently. Managers change their plans. Because what once looked simple has proven impossible to control. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the other stories on the channel. And if you want more football breakdowns like this, don't forget to subscribe.